And Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't the first person President Trump has called a traitor in recent weeks, rather, not the only person. There's a group of congressional lawmakers who are either veterans or former members of the intel community. They teamed up, they released this video that they urged members of these communities to refuse illegal orders. And President Trump had a really fiery response to this. He posted a link to this story, and then he said this, quote, "It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set." He then went on a tear on Truth Social. He wrote seditious behavior punishable by death. He also reposted other Truth posts, one that said, "Hang them, George Washington would." What are your thoughts on this entire situation and, more importantly, President Trump's response?
I'll start with President Trump's response first, is that I think that is so unbecoming of the office of the president, especially when he has been cozying up to Putin and dictators. And you're saying that these people who are duly elected officials, who were voted in by their districts, by their states, into these roles are traitors, and the things that they've done in other cases otherwise, right, are punishable by death. This is the United States of America. We have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech. And I think that means the president does too. And so he can say all of these really elaborate, rambunctious things, if I'm being nice about the words he's using here. But I think that we need to put the focus on folks who are actual traitors and dictators or communist leaders in all of these other countries, and not our fellow Americans who are trying to do their job. Now, I will say that I think this message by the Democrats was well-intended, poorly executed. I also think that we need to, generally speaking, our politicians need to stop politicizing our military. We've seen Trump do that with the National Guard, sending them in cities and states across the country. We've now seen this with Democrats, right? Sending a message to service members, in an attempt to say, like, hey, we're with you, like, you can stand up. But in this moment, you also have to think about where Democrats are, in that there is also no real heir apparent of where Democrats are headed. So it's people like Senator Kelly, who was a VP contender last year, right? Or at one of them that was speculated with Harris. You have Elisa Slotkin, who is young, a new senator, probably has some big aspirations as well. And so they're also trying to, in a way, I think, do what Democrat voters have been saying, which is to fight. I didn't think that they did that in the best way. So, I think that they messed up on this, but I also think that the president responded extremely poorly. And honestly, neither of those things surprise me.